the young man unexpectedly stumbled upon Poseidon's trident. Before he can even process what's happening, the trident merges with his body. The next second he gains a pair of mystical ocean eyes. He can now see every treasure hidden beneath the waves. This makes the guy absolutely thrilled. To secure the salvage rights for this stretch of ocean, he uses his newfound vision to locate a shell containing treasure. He pulls out an emerald ring worth $3 million. He presents it as a gift to Andre, the South China Sea warlord boss. Impressed by the guy's street smarts, Andre immediately tells John to add an extra chicken leg to the guy's dinner. But the guy says he doesn't want the chicken leg. Instead, he wants the salvage rights to the waters John controls. John can't believe this guy has the nerve to compete for his salvage rights. He's ready to teach him a lesson right then and there. But Andre stops John. He then tells the guy that if he wants power, he needs to show he's got what it takes. If he can salvage treasure worth 10 times the value of this ring before 8 p.m., he'll hand over the salvage rights to the guy. But if he fails, he'll be thrown into the crocodile pool. The guy agrees without hesitation. To prevent him from running, Andre has John put an electronic shackle on the guy. A single button press could end his life. Little does he know the guy has no intention of leaving. After all, there's a sunken ship treasure worth billions at the bottom of this ocean. He's not going anywhere until he's salvaged every last piece of it. So he heads out on his salvage boat to the deep sea zone. Using his X-ray vision, he pulls up a treasure chest. Inside lay treasures worth hundreds of millions. Just one seal alone is worth 30 million. The guy doesn't want to hand everything over to Andre. He was thinking how nice it would be to have a storage space. The next second he's transported to a special underwater realm. This is the mystical dimension inside Poseidon's trident. The deeper and wider he explores the ocean, the more powerful abilities he'll unlock. This motivates the guy to salvage even more treasure. So he returns to the boat and stores all the gold bricks worth hundreds of millions in the special space. The seal that's left is more than enough to complete his task. But as soon as the guy gets back to shore, John sends his men to grab what he salvaged. Fortunately, Andre's guys show up just in time. Under their protection, the guy makes it safely to Andre. But John thinks the guy is just putting on a show. After all, he's been salvaging in these waters for years. He knows better than anyone that wooden chests like this only hold copper coins and pottery. But the guy wants to make a bet with him. If the chest's contents were worth 30 million, he would take John's position. John agrees without hesitation. But if it's worth less than 30 million, the guy gets fed to the crocodiles. This immediately piques Andre's interest. So he has his men open the chest to verify the goods. To everyone's surprise, there's actually an ancient royal seal inside. And this seal is worth at least $30 million. The guy immediately declares his victory. John drops to his knees in terror. And the guy gets the salvage rights to John's waters just as he wanted. But he needs to deliver $300 million worth of goods in a month. Little does anyone know the guy knows exactly where the underwater treasure is. Any single item he pulls out is worth 300 million. So the guy agrees on the spot. So the guy finds his buddy. He tells him the exact location to salvage the treasure chest. Meanwhile, he heads to the black market to use his vision and see if there's any valuable stuff. Soon enough, he spots an incense burner worth $600,000. To avoid tipping off the shop owner, the guy picks up a ceramic bowl and asks about the price. But the owner quotes him $8,000. So the guy starts asking about the price of some unassuming scrap metal nearby. The owner sees that the guy's interested in the junk he's been using as a paperweight. He immediately prices it at $3,000. Hearing this, the guy pretends to walk away. Sure enough, the owner stops him right away and sells it to him for $300. Then the guy takes the incense burner to an antique shop to sell it. But the shop owner thinks it's just a piece of scrap metal. The guy insists his scrap metal is actually super valuable. So the owner reluctantly calls in an antique expert to appraise it. Just then, some rich kid walks in. He mocks the guy for trying to sell a piece of scrap metal and demands that the expert appraise his treasure first. But the young man instantly recognized the box's base was extremely valuable. So he proposes a bet with the rich kid over whose treasure is worth more. If he loses, he'll give him 10 million. But if the rich kid loses, he has to give him the box. The rich kid can't believe the guy wants his wooden box. He agrees to the bet right away, and the shop owner acts as the witness. Then the antique expert sits down and starts appraising the rich kid's coin. The estimated value comes out to $1 million. The rich kid looks pretty smug, but the guy isn't worried about losing. So he asks the expert to scrape off the mud coating the scrap metal. The owner figures the guy seems so confident, so she tells the expert to appraise it and let him face reality. After the expert scrapes off the outer layer of mud, he discovers that this scrap metal is actually an ancient Buddhist incense burner, and it's worth a whopping $600,000. Hearing this, the owner immediately realizes the guy is a hidden appraisal master. So she declares that the rich kid lost the bet, and his box now belongs to the guy. The rich kid accepts it gracefully. The owner figures the guy must want the wooden box for a reason, so she asks him what's valuable about it. Hearing this, the guy flips open the box and takes out what's inside. It turns out to be ancient golden Nanmu wood worth $20 million.